voices arise from the storm and the storm and immortalized. You can find me below. I let the enemy know. When the voices arise from the storm and the storm and immortalized. You can find me below. I let the enemy know.
Today is Friday, September 20th, 2019. We are Synful Blaq Entertainment, and this is the Overtime Sports Show. What is good? What is good? What is really, really good? Ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy James, a.k.a. Hollywood J. Black, live in the building once again with another Overtime Sports Show. And you know we get it popping on Fridays, so you know what that means now. I kind of switched a little bit of things. I said we was going to be back Friday for a full NFL preview because I can't do these wonderful prediction shows without my main man, Big MF and Sin, who has to be the saddest, happiest person in the world right now, given the news that Antonio Brown is no longer on the Patriots. I say that he's sad because we all know how good of a threat Antonio Brown was, but he has to be happy because ain't nobody going to be asking Bill Belichick or the Patriots any stupid-ass questions, are they?
All right, so this is kind of bittersweet in my eyes due to the fact that the dude is a transcendent wide receiver in the NFL.
No doubt.
He showed in that first game that him and Brady have a chemistry.
Oh, yeah, very easily. Game changer.
But, and this is where I'm going to excite the people out there a little bit. I know y'all hate the Patriots. That's cool by me. It is what it is. I don't give a shit. But the Patriots have done one thing only, this past 20 years. You know what that is?
What is it, sir? Let them know.
Keep the fucking drama out of the locker room. No matter how many fucking people try to bring drama into that locker room, Bill Belichick's like, deuces.
Yep, pretty much.
And let's not forget, not only is he the head coach of this team, he is the GM of this team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And a lot of people don't actually realize that. I think that they think that he's like the head coach and maybe has some kind of inner workings inside the front office. No, he is Jerry Jones. He is the what I gotta name some famous GMs. He is the Scott McCallahans. He is he's the end all be all when it comes to the management of that franchise. And unlike other coaches who are also GMs, he knows how to manage his roster.
Because let's put something in perspective here. 4 years ago, there's a young man named Jamie Collins who wanted that Terrell Suggs money. He wanted that big time linebacker money.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Belichick was like, okay, have fun in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Fast forward 3 years. Jamie Collins is playing for $1 million in a New England Patriots uniform.
Yeah. I mean, no doubt he made his money in Cleveland, but he made his money during 2 0-16 seasons, or a 1-15, a 0-16, and last
year's good season.
Yeah,
by Brown standards. By
Brown standards. It makes you wonder, it makes you realize, it made him probably think, yo, I probably shouldn't be fucking around here. You got your big check. You didn't do shit with it. Now we're going to put you back. Now you're going to come back and have an opportunity at the championship.
And now also, you see this history with the Patriots. They will bring in superstars here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But these superstars, more than likely, with the exceptions of Josh Gordon, who he's a superstar because of what he does on the field, but also his off-field issues.
Yeah.
He is Roger Goodell has even come out and said Josh Gordon is a completely different person today than he was 365 days ago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We brought in James Harrison last year.
Yeah.
It didn't work out. I wish he would have stayed one more season because he would have got a ring.
Yeah.
We brought in the past, Chad Ochocinco. Another one didn't work out. He was more of a decoy than anything. He couldn't get the playbook.
Yeah.
We brought in Randy Moss, who set the world on fire as a Patriot.
Yeah.
Now with Antonio Brown, it came in week 1 where we played a better team than the Dolphins, who we played last week, and subsequently have some troubles moving the football at certain points in the game. Yes, I know beating them 40-something to nothing, it sounds like a joke, me saying that we had some troubles moving the football.
Yeah.
But we did. When in week 1 against a better defense, they had no problems moving the football. So does that mean Antonio Brown was stalling the offense because he was on the field?
No,
Well, Brady's first 8 passes went to Antonio Brown.
But remember we experienced this last year with Josh Gordon, right? So I think Brady's way of getting acclimated to an all-star receiver.
I have a new shiny toy. Let me see what he can do.
Yeah, throw him the fucking football. That's all it is. Remember with Randy Moss. I think people don't remember Randy Moss's first game. I think he had like 9 catches, 171 yards, 2 touchdowns. Brady
ended up setting the NFL record for touchdowns in the season that year.
Throw him the fucking football. That's Brady's solution to everything. If you got a new receiver, the only way you're going to get acclimated to my offense is to be throwing the football. What happened with Chad Ochocinco? He couldn't get open enough in the Patriots offense, and when he did get open, he kept dropping the football. You know what I'm saying? And so, unfortunately, I think this might end up being another Chad Ochocinco situation with Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown just needs to shut the fuck up, go through his shit, and see if he can rebuild his career. Because if he doesn't, we have seen the last of him in the NFL.
Well, remember what happened. So, remember what happened with Ochocinco the year that he went to Miami after his year in New England. And then right before the first game of the season, the whole domestic violence shit popped off with his ex-wife. And that was it. That was the end of his career. And he was only like 34, 35 years old. And that was a wrap.
Now, I know a lot of people are not talking about this point that I'm getting ready to make, but Antonio Bryant's agent, Drew Rosenhaus, people are like, well, why didn't he stop any of this? Why didn't he do this? People forget Drew Rosenhaus is the original one who fucked Des Bryant.
Yep.
Drew Rosenhaus is the slimiest fucking agent in the NFL. Yeah. In sports in general.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why guys continue to hire this man and trust him with their shit, I don't know.
I mean, it's kind of like he's kind of like a U.S. senator, right?
Well, I know he's going to get him the big money, but come on.
Well, that's what I said. He's like a U.S. senator. You hire this guy because he has all the connections to try and get shit done. The problem is that when it comes to low character people in situations like that we have, Des Bryant wasn't really a bad situation. Des Bryant listened to him too much because Des Bryant could have been on the Browns last year with a big contract. Remember, Hugh Jackson was going to sign him to a big ass contract last year. Mm-hmm. Then he ended up taking he was supposed to be on the Ravens. Ravens offered him a big ass contract.
And he went to the Saints and he tore his Achilles.
Yep. And he went to the Saints for less money, tore his Achilles. But man, I mean, you got to ask yourself at some point, as a player, know your agent's supposed to put you in the best position to make your money, right? Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, who controls your money is you.
Yep.
Who controls your career is you.
And unfortunately, with now Antonio Brown, Des Bryant, and Chad Ochocinco, all people who Drew Rosenhaus was agents of, none of them have a Super Bowl ring.
None of them. It is what it is. What can you do?
So, let me just say, last week, I got a game up on Mr. Blaq to play some catch up since he beat me by 3 games in the week before. I went 11-5. Mr. Blaq went 10-6. So putting our season statistics at, I got 21 wins, 10 losses, and 1 tie. He's got 23 wins, 8 losses, and 1 tie. Last night, I'm already starting this week off with an L because I know he told y'all my dumb ass picked the Titans. I'm still on their fucking hangover of beating Cleveland. And they got beat by a 70s porn star, face-having motherfucking rookie quarterback who just comes out there and drops some beautiful dimes. And not only were dimes being dropped in that game, but so were penalty flags all over the fucking place to where Tom Brady was like, let us fucking play.
When Tom Brady has to tweet, let us fucking play, you know you done fucked up, right? Because let's be honest. And I know that this was talked about on various news outlets, right? That Tom Brady shouldn't be the one that says let them play because he benefits the most off of being a quarterback in the NFL. So if Tom Brady says, "Yo, y'all threw too many fucking flags," come on,
y'all threw too many fucking flags. I have one more thing to say before we actually get to the games.
Yes.
What the fuck is wrong with Pittsburgh? We lost our quarterback, so we're going to trade for a first-round pick for a safety.
That's right. That's right. And I know you watched the show yesterday. Oh, well, not yesterday, Wednesday night. Probably watched it Thursday morning. I know everybody's talking about what I talked about on Wednesday night. ESPN's talked about it. Fox talked about it. The whole with all these quarterbacks out, the whole Colin Kaepernick situation. I don't want to get into it anymore. But I find it funny that people are watching our show, stealing our content. You know,
look, I'm gonna reword this. Stealing his content.
His content.
Talking about Kaepernick.
But I think another host said exactly something you would have said if you would have been on the show. So technically, it's still stealing our content, sir. Sorry.
All right. So apparently, from what I just read from SportsCenter, 3 teams have reached out to Colin Kaepernick's agent.
Yeah. After Kaepernick blew up everybody. So we'll see how this goes. I think the Jets more than anybody need a quarterback because
No. The Jets don't need a quarterback. They got Sam Darnold. Yeah, he's got mono. Trevor Siemian or whoever the fuck it was broke his goddamn ankle last week. And now they're starting some guy who people are calling the next Tom Brady. So the Jets are just fine.
No, the next Tom Brady apparently is this dude in Jacksonville, okay?
No, Tom Brady would never have a porn star mustache like that, goddammit. That motherfucker looks like Joey Ryan on a good day.
You don't remember the year that Tom Brady had a beard and goatee?
We don't talk about that.
But in all seriousness,
Tom Brady's a wholesome family man.
But in all seriousness, ladies and gentlemen, as a Lance Storm could say, if I could be serious for a minute.
Serious for a minute.
Drew, this dude, Gardner Minshew, bro. So let's look at some things, right?
I have a question. What kind of curse was put on Nick Foles that when he injures, the quarterbacks behind him play really well?
Or the quarterbacks ahead of him suck and he comes in and he plays really well. It's karma coming full circle, sir. It's full circle karma. That's what it is, right? And so Gardner Minshew is a baller. I don't know. Did you watch some of his offensive plays yesterday?
Yeah, I watched the dimes he dropped. And the one was a perfect pass that somehow came out of his hand fast and just fluttered right into the wide receiver's hands. The wide receiver was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Just dropped. He didn't know what the fuck happened.
Dude is a legitimate quarterback. Like, when I look at him, I look at guys, I think of guys like Tom Brady who are very cerebral. I think of early Eli Manning when he was very cerebral. He's not a gunslinger. He doesn't beat you with a deep ball. That's not what he does. He's extremely accurate. He can move around in the pocket a little bit. And he's a 6th-round quarterback. You know, there's a few 6th-round quarterbacks out there. You know, some guy that won 6 Super Bowls. I can't remember his name right now, but the point of the conversation is this: is that I think that if Gardner Minshew has a way of rallying his teammates around him, he did it at Washington State, he did it in JUCO, and he's doing it here. We all know that there's a looming Jalen Ramsey situation. It is.
He's another person who just needs to shut the fuck up.
Well, he was fine. I think he feels disrespected by Tom Coughlin. And you know how Tom Coughlin gets. You've seen what happened with Leonard Fournette.
Tom
right?
Coughlin don't give a fuck about that man.
I know he doesn't, but that's neither here nor there. The point of the conversation, sir, is that I think that he could be the man that glues everything back together again and gets everybody on the same page in Jacksonville. At least I hope so. That's what they need. So, all right, we discussed that game. Mariota was good and he sucked at the same time. The running game was on point for both teams. It's just that Gardner Minshew was a better quarterback and there was a million penalties. So,
all right, so Delanie Walker is the really only offensive threat catching the ball on the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, they have no receivers.
The white boy is okay, but Delanie Walker is still the only guy on that team who can catch a pass. And why the fuck they're not using Deion Lewis in the passing game like the Patriots used to?
I said that at some point we should have traded Vernon Davis and kept Walker, but nobody listened to me. It's all good though. And when we was on the Niners, remember that's where he came from. He was only with us for 3 years, and I said we should have kept Walker and traded Davis.
Yeah, because Delanie Walker is a top 5 tight end receiver.
Yeah. So and we fucked up on that one, but
the Titans defense could only do so much with all the penalties that were getting called last night.
Yeah.
Jacksonville overwhelmed them. Leonard Fournette had shit until he broke that 70-yard run.
Yeah.
Mr. Minshew, that guy.
Yeah.
He beat Mike Vrabel's very competent defense last night with some flutterers.
Yeah. Like I said, he's not the best quarterback in the world. He's not going to wow you with his arm. He's just
accurate. He's got a big personality.
Yes. He can literally be a star in this league. Somebody that you can be like, yo, we know who the fuck that is. That's Uncle Rico. I mean, Gardner Minshew.
Next year, Baker Mayfield and Gardner Minshew are going to be the faces of the NFL.
That's special. It's in good hands. You got Manning was all about Manning and Brady. Now it's about Mayfield and Minshew.
Yeah, what somebody say? Man, Minshew's got great potential. In the 15 years from now, it'll be Minshew, Mahomes, Tom Brady.
If they said Tom Brady, it'd be Minshew, Mahomes, Mayfield, and Brady. What do you mean?
Yeah.
15 years from now?
Like Brady ain't going nowhere.
No, they're gonna play till 55. They keep not touching them.
Remember, okay. Here's the worst part. I don't know if you brought this up on Wednesday or not, but it came out from the defensive line of the Miami Dolphins. Tom Brady walked up to the defense and said, "Hey, here's what I'm going to do. Here's the play we drew up. Stop me."
And they could do
back his shotgun and did exactly what he said he was going to do and threw a touchdown.
Yep. I mean, that's how bad the Miami Dolphins are. And I feel bad for them. I mean, I don't feel bad for them, but I feel bad for them. I feel bad for the players that are actually playing football. I don't feel bad
for Dan Marino because he looked like his head was going to pop on Sunday.
I got a neighbor here who has Miami Dolphins gear on his car and everything else. He took it all off for the season, bro. Took off the vinyls, took off the flags, everything else. This is just
tank mode activated.
Yeah. Even the fans are tanking, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now.
All right, so let's get into week 3 here. Let's make our predictions. So first up, we have a team that played good week 1, played really bad week 2 against a surprising team that's 2-0. We have the Cincinnati Bengals at the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, I don't know what to think of the Buffalo Bills because there's not.
Next week, when they play the Patriots, they're going to get exposed.
Yeah, that's true. Auntie Dalton is. I said Auntie Andy Dalton.
Auntie Andy.
Auntie Dalton.
You sound like a retarded Toy Story toy. Auntie Andy.
He has played some really good quarterbacking. The problem is that the running game got exposed to be non-existent, which is how the Niners beat them. I think Joe Mixon had 18 carries for 30 yards.
Yeah, Joe Mixon is going to have to turn it up, but his offensive line is not blocking for shit.
No. Andy Dalton still can put up 200, 300 yards a game, but he has really nobody reliable to throw to that he can just be like, yo, catch this ball and give me a fucking touchdown because AJ Green.
He'll have AJ Green back.
Yeah, but where are the Bengals going to be at in week 8?
0-7.
Exactly.
I just gave my prediction. I picked the Bills in this game.
So I don't. And the other side is that the Bills with with Josh Allen, he's like the only person on this team I can trust to actually do his job, which his job is essentially run for his life because they still have no offense.
But he has shown that he can throw the football.
Yeah, because all right. So last week, who did they play?
They crushed somebody. Hold on, I got you. Just talk about his running ass. Hold on.
So I don't even know who the running back is in Buffalo.
They traded Shady McCoy.
Yeah, they traded Shady McCoy. It's one of the random backup nigga 65. All right. And past that, I don't know. But but the cool part about it is I don't have to know. What I do know is that the only person that I can trust on this team is Josh Allen to run for his life. The Bengals can't stop the run. They can't stop the pass. Their offense, they can't run the ball. And the Bills are actually one of the top 5 teams stopping the run. So
they played the Giants.
Oh, yeah, there you go. So the only logical choice in this situation is to pick the Buffalo Bills. There's really not a choice. I mean, like I said, Andy Dalton's going to be back there just throwing. He's like, here, just throw it to fucking somebody. Somebody's got to be the fuck out there.
So, you just talk shit about it, man. You respect in Buffalo.
Ooh.
Frank Gore.
Oh, Frank the Tank. But dude is last week
and Daryl Singletary.
Last week, what Frank the Tank, my man, he has 20 carries for 60 yards,
19 for 68.
Okay, so
Singletary had 6 for 57.
I mean, if you ran the ball 3 times with the dude, he might get you a first down. So that's how bad shit is.
And Cole Beasley is the number 1 receiver.
All right, yeah, Cole Beasley, cool Cole Beasley. You know, he dropped an album.
We're both yes. We're both.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know, Cole Beasley of Hawaiian Sophie fame,
fake little rapper.
Yeah, yes, he dropped the rap album. I don't even know.
So we both got the Bills in this one.
Yeah.
Next up, we have. So one of my coworkers is a Cowboys fan.
I'm sorry.
I told him that if the Cowboys lose this game, I asked him, what are you going to do if the Cowboys lose this game this week? My boy said, I'm taking PTO on Monday because I want to hear your ass. As a matter of fact, right now I'm blocking your phone number because you probably just cursed him. So we have the aforementioned Miami Dolphins at the Dallas Cowboys. The Miami Dolphins are going to get blown out by 40 again.
Bruh.
This is where Ezekiel Elliott shows that he's still healthy.
Here you go. Bold prediction. Not only are the Cowboys going to win this game, Dak is going to throw for 4 and Zeke is going to run for 2. There you go. There's your bold prediction this week.
So the Dolphins, they have given up 110 points on the season and have only scored 10. And that was in week 1.
Yep.
Because we know what happened last week.
Yep. And the worst part about it is
they trade their best young defensive player.
It's not even stats that blow people away, right? It's not even the stats. You know what it is? It's the fact that the teams get such fucking field position is that they don't really even need much to score a touchdown. Cowboys by like D. Okay, next.
Next up, we have a game where a team should have won but lost against a team that I don't know how they're still winning. We have the Denver Broncos, who blew a game to the Chicago Bears in 20 seconds at the Green Bay Packers, who have been dominating everybody.
The Denver Broncos. So, the Packers, all Denver is a running game right now. So, if you literally take that out of the equation, do you really vote for the Broncos at this point?
No, I'm going to go with all reliable. I'm going to go with the faux number 12.
Yeah. I'm going with the Packers all day. Unfortunately, I really don't want to. But again, when you have a top 5 run defense against a team that really relies on the run, it's a wrap. Sorry, and it's not that Joe Flacco's been playing bad, and that's the thing. Joe Flacco Flacco's not horrible. He's just outmatched.
He's never performed well against the Packers.
That you got that too. So,
hey, your camera's freezing up. Bro.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you, but you're like choppy as shit. Nah, my shit fine.
Well, your shit's fine on my end.
Well, your lips is moving, and then your voice comes.
La 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 la. Hey. Let's see what Facebook.
Speaking of the Smurfs, next up we have the Atlanta Falcons, who beat the Eagles last week, at the Indianapolis Colts, who play hard.
Hold on, wait. I'm here. Hold on, looking at the comments. All right, so we got Lady Di's in the building. How you doing? She says she got Green Bay by 7. And then we got my boy Luis. He's ready to get me wanted to get down in Destiny. Not tonight. I got some business to attend to tonight, sir. But I will definitely see you on there tomorrow. But what was I going to say? What do we got on deck? We say I heard Falcons. What?
Falcons at the Colts.
Falcons at the Colts. This is an interesting one. This is probably going to be the hardest.
Julio Jones came out of his shell last week.
Yeah. The Colts defense have been actually very impressive recently.
And Jacoby's been playing well.
Yeah. And I even talked about it. He had 150 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. And it's not like he threw the ball excessively. He only threw the ball like 20 times and had like 16 completions or 15 completions, somewhere around there. So I don't know. Like that last week's game was an anomaly. This is going to be something special. This is where I think that Jacoby Brissett gets tested as a quarterback to see if he can actually lead this team. Meanwhile, the defense has to deal with Julio Jones, and I don't know if they can. What do you think?
I'm going with the Falcons here. I think they're the better all-around team. The Colts have some issues that they need to address before they can actually become a team that will compete with some of the tougher teams.
Yeah. Well, I think this is going to be the real test because they're going to have us probably score a lot of points in order to hang around in this game. I'm going to go with the Colts.
Okay. All right. So next up, we have the battle of two undefeated teams.
There can be only one.
We have the Baltimore Ravens, whose Lamar Jackson is playing lights out at this point in time, at the Kansas City Chiefs.
I expect this to be one of the most highest scoring games of the week. At the bare minimum, 60 points between both teams. So if the spread is 60 plus in Vegas, it's going to cover the spread. We all know that Kansas City is notorious for not having a defense. I mean, it's right. I mean, am I wrong? No,
not wrong.
The problem is that Baltimore, their defense is sort of there, but not really there, and I don't think they're ready for Mahomes, by any stretch of the word. They weren't ready for him last year. They sure as hell not going to be ready for him this year. I gotta go with Kansas City though. I think Lamar Jackson's still going to put up numbers, but I got to go with Kansas City.
All right. I'm actually going with the Baltimore Ravens. I think that this is Kansas City's first true test of the season.
Yeah. I also think that this is Baltimore's first true test of the season.
No, yeah, that's true. But we saw last week that the Raiders got up quick and got cocky. The Baltimore Ravens are not going to get cocky if they get up quick.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Let's see how this goes. I
got the Ravens. You got the Chiefs?
Yes, sir.
All righty. Next up, we have, speaking of, I love when they lead into segues to the next ones because it always works out. We have the Oakland Raiders at the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings got swamped by the Green Bay Packers last week. They need to go back to running the ball and playing defense, which they did not do last week.
Well, they ran the ball. They just played shit defense. And Di says, Baltimore KC is going to be a good game. It is. I think lights out. Just like I said, take the over if you're in Vegas. Don't even pick a winner. Just take the over. The Vikings have a running game that right now can't be stopped. No matter what they've done, no matter what teams have adjusted to, the Vikings have been able to run it down their throat. The problem is that the defense is not holding up their end of the bargain.
Which, when they are, they're a top 5 defense.
Easily.
When they aren't, they're a bottom 10 defense.
Yeah. And that's kind of where the problem is. Without question, they're one of the best. But, I mean, this is a rough one. I have my own thoughts in my head. Oakland has found the pass rush. And the problem is that pass rush is going to be negated by the fact that Minnesota just doesn't pass the fucking football.
Well, they found a pass rush, but they still can't stop anybody.
Yeah. Well, I think at the end of the day, I go back to what team has the better quarterback. Sadly, I don't know which one it is in this particular case. So I'm going to go with the team with the best running back, and that will be the Minnesota Vikings. Dalvin Cook is a beast.
I'm going with the home team. I'm going with the Minnesota Vikings. Now, the next game, all right, James, you tried this last week. Let's do it again. You picked the opposite of what I picked.
Let me see which game that you're probably talking about. No. Because I look at what's left. No.
So we have the second game of this week where the point spread is over 20 points. The first was Dallas and Miami. This one is the New York Jets at the New England Patriots.
Bruh.
Did you know that the Buffalo Bills have more wins at MetLife Stadium than the Giants and the Jets combined this year?
Yikes.
Because they went to New York, they went to MetLife and beat the Giants and Jets in back-to-back weeks.
I think the coolest thing is that technically the Buffalo they never had to leave their home state to play both those games.
Oh.
So Di says new rule: you can't pick best QB with running back. Oh, if you can't pick the best QB, go with the running back. Yeah, that's right. That's my new rule. I mean, picking between Cousins or Carr is like picking between a 91 Hyundai or a 91 Kia. Oh,
well, you're picking between a guy who throws into coverage versus a guy who runs into fucking pass rush.
You like that, huh? You like that?
Anyway, let's get back to the Jets and the Patriots. Mr. Blaq says he tricks the Jets. I heard it in my head. Yeah, see, he says right now he is agreeing with me that he thinks the Jets are going to win this game by 20.
No, the Patriots are going to win this game by like 60.
The Antonio Brown juju off of him and go.
Yeah, the fact that Antonio Brown is not playing has actually improved this offense because you don't know how the fuck they're going to game plan.
Well, it's weird because out of the Patriots locker room after the cut was made,
yeah, no
more than 32 players on the team saying we have our team back.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just this is how they were in training camp. This is the people that they were in training camp and learned this whole offense. Then Antonio Brown comes in. But now this is I feel bad. Like this is literally the last thing that any team wanted was the Patriots to look like they were looking in training camp, which was spectacular.
Well, see, that's the funny thing. They brought this up against Pittsburgh. Is the Patriots offense was struggling in training camp.
Yeah.
And they're like, why? And then we come to find out it's because the defense is damn fucking good.
Yeah. This defense is probably one of the best defenses in the NFL easily. Easily.
Well, do you agree with Adam Gase that Stephon Gilmore is the best corner in the NFL?
Now that Jalen Ramsey gets exposed every once in a while, yeah. He's the best kept secret that nobody talks about.
All right, so we both got the Patriots on this one.
Yes, sir.
I wasn't going to do that to you again.
I'm like, nope.
Next up, we have an interesting game because one team has performed well for 2 weeks, and the other team's quarterback is still scared to get hurt. The Detroit Lions at the Philadelphia Eagles. Detroit has looked really well in their first few games.
Yeah. They tied with Arizona, which they won. They were winning that game up until 5 minutes left in the game.
Then they forgot that they didn't know how to tackle a midget after the third quarter.
I mean, midgets are hard to tackle. I mean, what do you want to do, sir? Like,
they're little slippery bastards. But in the Philadelphia Eagles, I believe their weaknesses got majorly exposed against the Atlanta Falcons. And Deshaun Jackson is now out for, I think, 6 weeks.
Yeah. You got to ask yourself a question. At some point, when do you have to make the realization that keeping Wentz for Foles may have just been a small bad idea?
Well, if you go back to our show when we talked about the NFC East, I said that exact thing. Because last year, Carson Wentz played like a player scared out of his mind.
Well, I think because he's been hurt so much within the first, 3 years of his career, he's been hurt a lot. Yeah. I mean, plus he got
a season and a half out of 3 years.
Plus he got his ribs broken. You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes it even harder for breathe. I cracked the rib one time, and that shit hurt like a motherfucker.
Do you remember when I broke my ribs? I was spitting up blood for fucking months.
Yeah. You're not the same type of person. And he had to wear body armor around his chest and all kinds of other shit.
And the Detroit Lions get to the quarterback.
Yeah. I think, and this is rough for me to say, but I think if Detroit wins this game, and I'm going to put this out there that's actually my prediction for this week. I think if Detroit wins this game, that question will now be thrown out there for everybody else, and they're going to have to feed off that shit at some point.
Then again, they're going to be stealing our content, and then we can copyright claim.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'm picking the Lions also. Philadelphia just does not look confident this year.
No, too many injuries.
Darren Sproles does not look comfortable being home.
No.
Deshaun Jackson, who had a fantastic homecoming, his first game, is out for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Mr. Aguiar, in crunch time, developed bricks for hands.
Yeah.
I got the Detroit Lions in this game.
Yeah.
And that's hard. And that's hard because you can never trust the Lions.
And oddly enough, the Eagles are actually one of my predictions to make a call to Colin Kaepernick if Wentz keeps getting hurt, bro.
All right, so next up, another team who should be looking at Colin Kaepernick because their quarterback just got shut down. The Carolina Panthers at the surprising Arizona Cardinals.
I mean, the Carolina Panthers running an offense where you need a guy like Kaepernick. We all know that Carolina's O-line is notoriously trash, which is why Cam Newton is always hurt and running for his life. The problem this year has been Cam Newton has tried to be a pocket quarterback. He has not been a running threat. So if you have no receivers and you're not a threat to run the football, what do you have left at that point? And you have a bum shoulder. And your defense.
It's the foot injury that's keeping him out this week.
Well, I'm just saying, but he still had a bum shoulder. Yeah. He was supposed to sit out this year with the shoulder and let it heal because it's the same injury that Andrew Luck got.
Yeah, and Ron Rivera begged him to play.
Yeah. And when he shouldn't have. Ron Rivera, I told you, I fully expect Ron Rivera to get fired after the end of the season. This is going to be year number 3 after they've been to the Super Bowl. The year number 3 that they haven't even been to the damn playoffs.
And now let's talk about these Cardinals. Kyler Murray has looked good in flashes.
I honestly think that this is the game that Kyler Murray gets his first win of the year.
But I also want to say I really like the Chandler Jones-Terrell Suggs combination on that defense.
That defense has always been nasty because it's a Bruce Arians designed defense. But
then you get T. Sizzle in there, who is a monster when he's healthy.
Yeah. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I got the Cardinals.
Yeah, I like Arizona in this game. They're at home too. I like them. Just book it.
All right. Next up, we have for the first time since 2004, Eli Manning is not the starting quarterback when healthy of the New York Giants. taking on Bruce Arians' shaky Tampa Bay team.
So Tampa Bay's defense has been solid this year. You know what I found out? And you know, me being a sports guy, I really should have knew the answer to this. But you know what I found out? You know, their defensive coordinator is the former coach of the Jets last year, Todd Bowles.
Yeah.
I did not know that. It made me wonder. That's how
he went back with Bruce Arians. When Bruce Arians came, he went right there.
Yeah. It's been a wonderful combination ever since. Look, if you look at the Tampa Bay defensive numbers, they're top 10 in everything.
Yeah. And the Giants' offensive numbers are bottom 10 in everything.
Yes. And like this is literally the last game I would even want to start a rookie quarterback in. I think Bruce Arians against rookie quarterbacks is undefeated, somewhere around there. Undefeated or only like maybe 1 or 2 losses. Every time
he lost when he was the coach of the Cardinals, he lost 1 game.
Yeah. And so this defense is going to come out swinging. Daniel Jones is going to feel a lot. Everybody praised Daniel Jones. Oh, he scored really well. Or Daniel Jones looked really good against second and third teams. Really? Well, I have a whole first team of a Bruce Arians, Todd Bowles design defense coming at your ass on Sunday. This is going to be a rough one for Daniel Jones. I don't like it. I like Tampa, especially Tampa at home. Yeah, I'm taking Tampa.
All right. Bold prediction time.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
You know I got to do one weird one every week.
Oh, of course.
This week, I think Daniel Jones gives the Giants offense the shot in the arm they need because they've had a mentally retarded baby being their quarterback since 2004. Daniel Jones leads the Giants to a victory in Tampa.
No, sir, I don't like it.
All right. Next up, there's been a whole lot of no, sir, I don't like it between these two teams. We have the Houston Texans at the Los Angeles Chargers.
The underachieving Chargers, who still adamantly refuse to sign a running back. They're running back
who they've only lost 3 games in the last 2 seasons when he's been there.
Yeah, exactly. And they're going against a Houston team that is desperate to be on top of the AFC South. You're gonna have to take point on this one. I still got to get one in my head.
So Houston had a great game against the Saints, where they lost in the final seconds because of Drew Brees' miraculous arm.
Yep.
Phillip Rivers is not Drew Brees, and Phillip Rivers also does not have the talent that Drew Brees has around him. I think Joey Bosa is still injured, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the Texans can't protect Deshaun Watson to save his life, but DeAndre Hopkins is still the best wide receiver in the NFL. I got the Texans. I think J.J. Watt's going to have a big game, and that Texas defense is going to show how dominant they could be, and they need to because they really haven't done much since Clowney has left the building.
I agree with you. Excuse me, I had some potatoes in my mouth. It's really good potatoes, too. I think this is the game where Houston exposes the Chargers, and the Chargers finally make that phone call to Melvin Gordon and back up the Brinks truck on him. I think this is it. Akeeler's been okay, but he's not been great. Melvin Gordon has been good out the backfield. He's literally been their offensive tack for the last 2 years, and you're going to change that up? Okay.
Yeah, because Keenan Allen is usually hurt.
Yeah, but Keenan Allen can't get his numbers if nobody's threatening to run the football.
Nope.
or catch a pass out the screen. You can't. Your receivers aren't going to be good without something like that. So, all right, I guess so. But I'm taking the Houston on that one.
Same here. Next up, we have what probably would have been one of the games of the year had a starting quarterback not hurt his thumb last week. The New Orleans Saints at the Seattle Seahawks. I don't see this being a very good game for Teddy Bridgewater. He did not look good last week at all.
I think, unfortunately, we've seen 2 instances of Teddy Bridgewater in this New Orleans Saints offense. Both instances of Teddy Bridgewater in this New Orleans Saints offense has not been good. We've seen when he filled in for Drew Brees last week, and we seen the last game of the year. Remember last year where he played the last year and he didn't do well at all. I mean, he had the whole first team offense in there. Unfortunately, this is one of those situations that if it's your first time starting, this is not the team that you want to be playing when you first time start.
I gotta crack the joke real quick.
Yes.
Antonio Brown is the first player in NFL history to have his jersey in 3 different teams' clearance racks at the same time.
Wow. It's time we gotta hop on it then, Phil. I'm looking at Seattle going 3-0.
Yeah, remember Seattle lost last week, didn't it? No, they won last week.
They won.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got Seattle also. I don't think this is going to be a fun game for the Saints. Michael Thomas will get his, but that's about it.
Yep.
Jadeveon Clowney's going to have a field day chasing Teddy Bridgewater, who's still scared of his leg hurting around the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, the Saints is going to protect him. I just think that there's going to be too much defense. Much defense. They
didn't think losing Ingram in the back as a running back last year was going to hurt him.
But it will when you have a backup quarterback coming in instead of your starter. Yeah.
Alvin Kamara can only do so much.
Yeah.
And he's fantastic. Alvin Kamara, in my opinion, is probably one of the best running backs in the NFL.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. I agree with that.
The man does have limits.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do, especially he's the big back. He's designed to do so much. But again, that goes back to the whole, you built your offense around Drew Brees. No Drew Brees, you got to pay the Pied Piper at some point.
So I got the Seahawks. I'm sure you got the Seahawks.
Yes, sir.
All right, now I'm going to let you get on your high horse here. Next up, we have a team who traded their backup quarterback, then lost their starting quarterback, then traded for a rookie strong safety instead of a quarterback. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers at Mr. Black's San Francisco 49ers.
San Francisco is going to be a home opener. The Niners are 2-0 for the first time in God knows how long, since the Colin Kaepernick days.
And Jimmy Garoppolo looks comfortable for the first time in God knows how long.
Yeah. Defense is looking something sick. Quan Alexander has been a monster, which is a guy that Bill Belichick wanted to sign before he went to San Francisco. But Bill Belichick got Kyle Van Noy. I think both teams broke out even on that one. This is going to be a good game right here. It's going to be a good game because
it's going to be a good game for the 49ers.
Yeah, Mason Rudolph is a decent quarterback. He almost came back and won that game for him last week. Almost, until Seattle blew it wide the fuck open. But he almost came back and won the game.
Mason Rudolph came in the game and winked at Jadeveon Clowney. Yeah. 2 plays later, Jadeveon Clowney was standing over his corpse.
Yep. I mean, and the Niners are
the kid's got confidence.
Yeah. But the Niners are going to break him down, unfortunately. Robert Saleh's defense is going to run circles around this kid. This is another one of those games where you don't want to be a rookie quarterback throwing him to the wolves. And yet that's exactly what's happening. I think San Francisco at home against a backup quarterback, if San Francisco doesn't win this game, there's going to be a problem. I'm picking San Francisco.
I'm going to go with the 49ers also. I think this is the first time since in this show's inception that I've ever picked the 49ers 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I was just saying. Real talk. All right.
So next up, we have the Sunday night football game, which if you went by week 1, it would have been boring. But week 2, it got a little better. But even though both teams haven't really clicked yet, which is weird because one of them was in the Super Bowl last year, we have the Los Angeles at the Cleveland Browns. This one can get fun or it can get very ugly.
I think the last time we talked about a 2-0 team not clicking was the New England Patriots like 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
The Rams don't look like the same Rams team that was on the field last year.
You know why, though? Because Cooper Kupp is back, which Cooper Kupp is a hell of a receiver. But they were out without Cooper Kupp for, 11 games?
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard reintegrating him back into the offense again.
I mean, he's playing very well.
He is.
But my whole issue is Jared Goff right now. He does not look like a capable quarterback at times.
Because Jared Goff wasn't passing as much as he did. Everybody talks about how good the Rams offense was, but the Rams offense was good because of Todd Gurley and the fact that, all respect to Jared Goff. Jared Goff put up excellent numbers last year, but remember, it's about balance, right? The best teams in the league are balanced on both running and the passing. Remember when Tyreek Hill, not Tyreek Hill, what's his name? Kareem Hunt. When Kareem Hunt was on the Chiefs, that's what made that offense sick. Once Kareem Hunt was off the table, the Chiefs started becoming a different team. That's when they became vulnerable. The same situation is happening in the Rams. Yes, Todd Gurley's there. Yes, Todd Gurley's playing, but they're only limiting the 15 snaps a game? Because of the knee.
Which hold on, I gotta say it. Some dipshit on YouTube called us out for talking about Todd Gurley's knee.
Yeah, but what happened is not the same. So now the Rams have they had to pass it so much. What else are they gonna do? But they're winning, but it's gonna be a struggle because now they're turning into the Kansas City Chiefs.
But now they're playing a team at home who Odell Beckham Jr. had a coming out party on Monday night in MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Odell went 7 catches for 169 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah. The Rams defense I don't think that's going to happen. The Rams defense is going to give Cleveland fits all game.
Well, is Eric Weddle playing or is he injured? Because I know he hurt his neck in that last game.
I'm not sure. I got to take a look. But even that, as it says, unless the Browns come with the same scheme that the Patriots did last in the Super Bowl, this is going to be a rough one for Cleveland. But I predict that it's going to be a low-scoring game, and I think that the Browns are going to win.
I am agreeing with you there. I have the Browns slated to win this game.
Yeah.
I think they started to click last week. Miles Jack looked very good.
Yeah.
Defense looked very good.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield looks like he had his swagger back last week.
Yeah.
And if Aaron Donald is not the game wrecker we all know he is this week, the Browns will win this game.
Yeah, they're going to have to get the ball out fast. That's at the end of the day. If they can get the ball out fast and put the defense on their toes, they can make Aaron Donald a non-factor. And I think that the way that Freddie Kitchens works, he's played tough defenses last year, and he did that. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, so the last game on the docket has two teams, one who didn't show up the first week and got lucky last week, and a team who's played well their first 2 games, but I believe they're 0-2. The Chicago Bears at the Washington Redskins.
It goes back to Washington. Mitch Trubisky still has problems. He's not the leader of this team that I thought he was going to graduate into.
He took a step back.
Yeah. The Case Keenum has been balling out these last 2 games.
That motherfucker's Mr. All or Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. And the problem is now Chicago's defense is really good to where Washington defense is subpar. So it's either Mr. Trubisky proves himself this week or Case Keenum steals a win from Chicago.
Last week, Mr. Trubisky did take the Chicago Bears offense down the field in 15 seconds against a very capable Broncos defense.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, you gotta go with Chicago in this game. Until somebody tells you otherwise, somebody says Chicago fell off, you gotta go with Chicago. You have to.
I really am pushing for the Redskins because I like what did I say last week? I like the cut of their jib.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're a tough young team. Case Keenum is doing all he can.
Yeah.
But before long, we're going to have to see that rookie quarterback on the field, since Alex Smith is not going to see the light of day probably ever again in the NFL.
You know what the problem, Moses, is that I don't think that putting in Hoskins would make a difference. The problem isn't necessarily the quarterback position as much as it is being able to close out games and, more importantly, close out drives.
Well, the other issue is the best offensive lineman is holding out for a trade in Trent Williams.
Which they should have already traded. I'm surprised they didn't trade him. Belichick already offered a first-round pick for him.
And they're actually talking to Washington now because of all the offensive line issues the Patriots have.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean,
I'm going with Chicago.
Yeah, you got to. I'm taking Chicago in this game.
And that's the last game of the week, buddy.
That is it. It is a wrap. We have made it to the end of the show. If you're watching Synful Blaq TV, I need you to make sure you switch over to Synful Blaq Gaming. Big Sin.
I'll be going.
Put it up on the screen for him, sir. Got that Zelda Link's Awakening. It is going live stream on Synful Blaq Gaming. I'll post up the link as soon as it drops on the live. But that's it for now. Oh, one more thing. I have a new stash of music. Music Monday is coming back. So that's popping off. We're going to bring back Music Monday on Synful Blaq TV. I'm going to share the link. Other than that, Overtime Sports Show will be back either Tuesday night or Wednesday night, depending on Big Sin's availability. I don't know. Let's bring it back Tuesday. It's my birthday. We're gonna have a birthday show. We're gonna get it cracking on my birthday. So until next time, that's your boy Big Sin over there. That way, right here, that way. I'm your boy Hollywood J. Black. You have a good one too, Miss Di. And we out this bitch. Deuces.